Hello guys, welcome back to another reaction video. Today I'll be reacting to how big is the USA actually. As you guys know, I've been watching some American-based videos, and it turns out that the country is very large, massive actually. So then I always watch this video to see how big exactly it is, especially compared to other countries in the world. Before I continue, please do me a favor and join me on this journey of world exploration by subscribing to the channel and smashing the like button to get this video to more people. And let's get to the video.
The United States is currently the world's sole superpower with military installations around the world. As a country, its geography spans from subtropical forests to rolling plains, scorching deserts, and Arctic wastes. But just how big is the US really in comparison to the rest of the world? How big the US really is? The US is approximately 5,680,000 square miles, with terrain that varies dramatically. Only Russia at 10.6 million square miles and Canada at 6,205,000 square miles are larger than the US. Its three biggest states, Alaska at 663,000 square miles, Texas at 270,000 square miles, and California at 160,000 square miles, combined would be the 17th largest nation in the world, immediately after.
I thought California was bigger than Texas. Wow, so Texas is bigger than California. I mean, I'm not even talking about Alaska. Alaska is in a different part of the US, so it's not even part of the US like that. But I actually thought California was bigger than Texas. At least I'm learning something here. Let me compare. What did they say Texas was? 270,000 square miles. 430,000 square kilometers. Let me check my country. Well, my country is over 900,000 square kilometers. So, I mean, we are not that small. We're not that small, but so Texas is about half of my country. Man, I actually thought Texas would be bigger than Nigeria. Actually, I wouldn't lie to you guys. I thought Texas would be bigger.
70,000 square miles and California at 160,000 square miles combined would be the 17th largest nation in the world, immediately after Sudan at 1.15 million square miles and right before Libya at 1 million square miles. In total, the US is larger than the 107 smallest countries in the world combined. With about 327 million people, the United States is also the third most populated nation on Earth, having a total of 4.28% of the total world population. With a net yearly migration rate of approximately 900,000 people, the U.S.
I mean, you guys are learning in that particular aspect. I mean, my country is way smaller than the United States in terms of the landmass. Way, like, probably 100 times smaller, who knows, but we have over 200 million population, so you guys are as big as you are like 327 million. About 200 million, which I'm not even sure is a good thing, to be honest with you. I'm not sure, because the country, whenever you see Nigerians everywhere, most of my countrymen are traveling out of the country trying to make things better for themselves, because there's the population is just too much for the resources that are available. You get what I'm saying? And to make matters worse, our politicians are not helping the matters. They're taking we are a rich country, don't get me wrong, but our politicians are not even helping. So we have a large population, but we also have corrupt politicians taking all our money out of the country. So it's an unfortunate situation.
The US is by far the one place the rest of the world wants to live, with Germany coming in second at 350,000 migrants. and Turkey in third with 325,000 migrants. In the US, 83% of the population lives in cities, with its three most populated cities being New York City with 8.5 million people, Los Angeles with 4 million people, and Chicago with 2.7 million people. All combined, the population of the US's three biggest cities is equal to the population of Chad with 14.5 million people. Just these three cities alone are
Why does it compare it to Nigeria?
with 11.5 million people, Belgium with 11.3 million people, and Greece with 11.2 million people. When counting the greater metropolitan area, New York City is the 10th largest city in the world, with a total population of 18.6 million people, just behind Cairo with 18.8 million.
Cairo, they're not been in Cairo.
Of Dhaka with 17.6 million people. This would make the greater New York City area the 63rd largest country in the world, just ahead of Syria with 18 million people. The U.S. is the world's largest economy with a gross domestic product of $20.4 trillion, or 23.3% of the total global economy. China is just behind the U.S. at $14 trillion and 16.1% of the total global economy. When measured by purchasing power parity, or the price of goods and services versus individual incomes, the U.S. comes at number 2 to China, whose GDP PPP is $25.2 trillion. This means that while the Chinese economy is about 30% smaller than the US's, Chinese individuals have on average 20% greater purchasing power in their own country. The three biggest economies within the US states are California with a GDP of $2.6 trillion, Texas with a GDP of $1.6 trillion, and New York with a GDP of $1.5 trillion. Altogether, these three states would be the world's third largest economy, just ahead of Japan with a GDP of $5 trillion. California's economy alone is as big as the United Kingdom's, Texas's is as big as Canada's, and New York's is as big as South Korea's. The United States also has the best equipped military in the world, though it's only the third largest at 1,200,000.
I'm going to watch a video. I think that will be the next one, I'm not sure. 5 reasons not to mess with the United States. I'm going to watch the video because I want to see how powerful your military is, how powerful the US military is.
82,000 active duty personnel. Ahead of it are India with 1.4 million active duty personnel and China with 2.1 million active duty personnel. The US spends over $610 billion on its military every year, or 3.1% of its total GDP, 35% of the world's total military expenditure, and more than the next 9 nations combined. Just behind it are China with $150 billion in expenditures and Saudi Arabia with $76 billion in expenditures. The United States also has the most military bases in the most foreign countries in the world, with approximately 800 military installations in 80 countries, possibly more military bases in more foreign lands than any nation or empire in history. The cost of maintaining these bases alone is about $156 billion, more than China spends on its entire military. On the civilian side, the U.S. has the world's third largest.
Can you imagine that? I mean, like, what the US spends just to maintain the military bases around the world is more than the second country, like in terms of military budget. It's more than the second country. Overall, it's crazy, man. Just to maintain some military bases around the world. That's a lot of money, man. Lots of money.
Largest police force, with 913,000 total police officers, placing it just behind India at number 1 with 1.9 million police officers.
India has so many police officers. Okay, they have a population, sure.
The U.S. is the most expensive nation on earth, with a health expenditure per capita of $10,350, placing it ahead of Switzerland at $7,900 and Germany at $5,550. While on average the rest of the world spends about 10.3% of its GDP on healthcare, the U.S. spends 18% of its GDP on healthcare. The United States is a large, complex nation, big enough to host several different distinct accents within its own borders. Its people are hardworking and industrious, leading the world's economy. But despite what recent political events might indicate, they're also the most welcoming nation in the world, with 3 times the number of immigrants than nations in either the number 2 or number 3 spot in a global comparison. The U.S. isn't the only welcoming place in the world. we've never felt more welcomed than when we...
Alright guys, that was it. I'm really enjoying these US based videos. If you guys like it, put it in the comments down below. Let me know that you guys are loving this kind of content. I should continue with the US based kind of videos. And also, if you have any video suggestions for me that you want me to react to or to watch, please put it in the comments down below. And you could even put the link to help me locate the video more easily. That will be it for today. Smash the like button on your way out. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.